Hello and welcome back to this series of tutorials about LiveScaler. In this video, I'm going to cover some more advanced features what LiveScaler offers. I think most of the time you won't use them, but I mean, they are nice, so I'm just going to show them to you. So I'm going to use the same example as I've already used, which is this C major chord, and see what happens to it. So okay, I think we've heard it enough in this series, and let me show you again the mapping, the mapping of the pads that I'm using, and it is pictured here, and you can find that on the documentation of LiveScaler on GitHub. There is a link in the description, and so far we've seen how to use the transformation of the two columns of the middle, and now I'm going to show you a bit the capacities of the rest of the mapping, which are the column of the left and the column of the right. The first thing I want to show you is this modulation feature, because I think it's one of the best the best advanced feature to show you. So let's say that you have like this C major chord and you want to do a chord progression using LiveScaler. Okay, so you're doing something like that, and at some point you want to modulate, and this is something very common in harmony, and modulating is basically you want to temporarily be in another scale than the one you are currently in. Then if you want to do that, the only thing you have to do is to hold the mod pad, okay? And you're going to press whatever scale you want to mod in. For instance, if I want to mod in the 5th degree of C major, which is G major, I can just press this. And if you look on the LiveScaler UI, you will see that now the mod part is showing that there is a C7 semitone transposition, which is G. And now if I play, you can hear that, and you can also see on the MIDI monitor that the C major, the main transformation is now going in C major. And if I do this, this is actually the G major degrees. And so this is how you can modulate. But when you are playing a track and that you are modulating, it is actually it can be complicated to find your way back to the modulation, to the main scale. Sorry. For instance, if I were to find the C major chord, I would have to remember that the C major chord is actually the 4th degree of G major, and this is not something you want to remember when you're playing live. So this is why there is this history part. So you can recall an old modulation, like the previous modulation, and let me show on the UI that you have some hints about what's going on. I'm pressing mod, and when I'm pressing mod, the mod lights up. And now I'm going to press the -1. Let me show you this minus feature here, the minus pad. And at the same time, I'm going to play hist. And as you can see, the hist just lit up. And when I played this minus, the hist shows this -1. And basically what it does is it just goes back in the history of the modulations, because I was playing the modulations. And as you can see, the transposition is back to 0. And the same applies if I want to transpose, let's say, in the minor relative of C major. So now I'm in A minor, and you can see that now there is a negative coefficient that is applied. Now I want to do modulate in A minor. And now the main transformation here is A minor, and as you can see, now the left side is minor, the right side is the major relatives. Okay? And if I want to go back again, I press mod, minus, and history. And I'm back to the previous modulation. And I'm back to the main scale, which is C major. So this is how the modulation features work. Now I can also show you that actually you can also use the history to retrieve the previous transformation that you had and not the previous modulation. And for that, you just don't maintain the mod button. You can just say, okay, I'm doing, for instance, this. And if I want to go back in history, I play minus and history. And if I want to go forwards, I play plus and history. Well, that was, I mean, it's a palindrome, so obviously it did the same thing. So now that we've seen how mod and how the history works, I want to show you the multiplier features. So this is something that is really cool. At the same time, it's probably not for most productions because it will get out of any tonal scale. For instance, if you play the two multiplier, as you can see, when I'm holding, there are some hints about what's going on. And here, for instance, I'm going to multiply by 2, and what it's going to do is that it's going to transform your current scale into a whole tone scale. So if you don't know what it is, I invite you to go on Wikipedia. And yeah, that's it. Okay. So if you want to have a whole tone scale, you just maintain 2 and play, for instance, the C transformation. And now you have this chord which is in the whole tone scale. And now I'm back to whole tones. So it's a bit weird because, like, when you have triads, it's not really good for whole tone scale. Sorry, but if you have some, for instance, this scale, you can clearly recognize the features of the whole tonal scale. And it's the same for the other transformers. It's even weirder. So this is 3, for instance. And if you combine 3 and 2, you are going to just get... if you combine 3 and 4, you're going to just get octaves, because you are multiplying by 12. So this corresponds to octaves. Oh, that didn't expect. It wasn't what I was expecting. Oh, okay, maybe I'm just a bit confused about the... So it's not a feature that I use myself every day, so I invite you to just play with it. It's a great way to be creative and to have some non-tonal scales which are actually really fun to use. So I hope you like this video and see you in the next one.